Good morning. This is your hillbilly historian coming to you from the hills of East Tennessee to give you a little knowledge of history you won't read in your history books. Today, I intend to give you a real short summary of President Jimmy Carter. Now, the reason this is going to be really short is because Jimmy Carter was a know-nothing. He wasn't stupid. He wasn't dumb because he went through the Navy's nuclear submarine program and became a nuclear submariner in one of the most difficult programs in the U.S. military. And so he wasn't stupid, ignorant. He was educable, but he was when it came to politics, he was really, really dumb. And he had no morals or ethics whatsoever. He was a coward, spineless, gutless wonder. Jimmy Carter came out of South Georgia. His family raised peanuts down there. He had a brother that had some character and personality by the name of Billy. Billy Carter even put out his own beer. Billy Carter, you could buy a Billy Carter beer. And Billy Carter, I think, conned old Gaddafi over in Libya out of $100,000, thinking that Gaddafi could get next to Jimmy Carter through his brother. But anyway, Jimmy Carter, he did sell his soul to the Arab world. Started some kind of peace program in Atlanta for international peace, and it was being funded by some of the Arab countries. So he was bought off. He was also under the control of the deep state communist Marxists that ran D.C., the D.C. bureaucracy. He was really weak. He couldn't stand up to any of them. But thank God we only had to put up with this gutless wonder for 4 years as president. His smile got him elected against Gerald Ford in 1976. He did have a very attractive smile, but that's about the character he had. He was governor of Georgia 1 year. While he was governor, he cheated the teachers out of their pay raises 3 of his 4 years. Every autumn, teachers are supposed to get their raises every autumn. And every autumn, he'd say, hey, if you'll put your raises off till Christmas, I'll let you have them at Christmas, which they never would get them. So he lied like a dog every year. And, the teachers succumbed to this like the cowards they are. They should have walked out, shut the schools down until he came across with their annual raises. He lowered Georgia teacher salaries. At one time was the second highest paid state in the South, behind only Virginia. And after one term as governor, teachers in Georgia were paid down there with Mississippi, last in the nation, down there next to Mississippi. I think Mississippi was paid a little bit less than Georgia. You could drive across the state line into Alabama and get a $6,000 raise immediately based on your years of experience and your degree level. It was amazing what Jimmy Carter did to Georgia. And those Democrats down there that ran the GEA, Georgia Education Association, and the NEA, National Education Association, in Georgia still supported Jimmy Carter for president. And I'd ask him, I said, he lied to you 3 out of his 4 years, beat you out of your salaries, beat you out of your pay, and you're still going to support him? And the dumb Democrat, yeah, we're going to support him. Fools. But anyway, when Jimmy Carter was president, he gave away the Panama Canal. My God, what a foolish, stupid. You know, so many Americans died down there building that Panama Canal. Something like 50,000 people went down there to work on it. And I don't know, 10 or 12,000 of them never came back. It was one of the most dangerous projects ever taken on, construction-wise, in the world. And Jimmy Carter gave it away. And, of course, the Chinese come in there and contracted to run both ends of it. And the United States was having to pay the highest fee in the world just to use the Panama Canal after we built the dang thing. So I'm in favor of Trump taking it back, or at least regaining control of it, because we built it. That was one of our projects. I think the French started it and gave up on it, and we finished it. But anyway, there was also a strip of land down along Arizona that Mexico wanted, and he gave them that land. No pay for it, nothing, just said, okay, you can have it. He was an anti-American coward, communist Marxist. And I'll never forget that gas prices went from about 30 cents a gallon up to 75 cents a gallon, more than double during his presidency. But that always happens when a Democrat goes in office anymore. I remember Obama, gas prices more than doubled, almost tripled under him, and gas prices under Biden went through the roof. Democrats are really weak when it comes to the American economy. But anyway, Jimmy Carter was a lying, backstabbing, lowlife SOB. He just, but he had this beautiful smile, and he didn't stand for anything, but he got elected based on that smile of his, and never accomplished a thing. 4 years in the White House, never accomplished a single thing. Never did a thing for the American people. He sure screwed the heck out of people in Georgia when he was governor there for one term. Thank God he got out of politics. He had a sister that was enthralled by this Flint guy that published that filthy magazine, The Hustler. Jimmy Carter's sister was enthralled with him and invited him to her home in North Carolina and fed him and fetated him and whatever wild women do with wild men. She done it, and she was supposedly a great minister or something of that kind. Just a shameful family. I think Jimmy Carter had a wonderful wife, a beautiful Georgia wife, who was well-behaved, well-raised, a woman of great character, but Jimmy Carter had no character whatsoever. None. Zero. Zilch. Why we elect people like Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton and Obama, I just can't understand electing these pro-communist, pro-Marxist, anti-American, anti-people, anti-populist, and will use government agencies to do anything and everything they can to destroy people in this country to further their own communist Marxist goals and agenda. But Jimmy Carter, this is my summary of Jimmy Carter, that he is a no nothing, nobody. And I'd be for erasing him from the history books, but historians don't do that. But I just think he's down there with Biden, Obama, and Buchanan, presidents that didn't do a thing for America except make things worse for everybody. And he should be in the basement. Anytime presidents are graded, he should be down there with a zilch, a zero. And that is my short summary of President Nobody Jimmy Carter. You have a nice day, and thank you much.